The dark world of Hamas. Yachting. The yachting world seems glamorous, but there's a dark side to it where rich and powerful people mix with secrets and exploitation. In the Middle East, where luxury is a norm, mega yachts are like floating palaces filled with gold and luxuries. They're playgrounds for the wealthy, but there's a troubling dark truth behind the luxury. Yachting there isn't just about fun, it's a place where people can be exploited and trafficked. These yachts turn into secret places for illegal activities run by hard-to-find people working for Hamas. Some think that yachting in the Middle East is a perfect cover for Hamas's tricky network, using connections with powerful people in the region. They make secret deals with important folks and rich supporters, blending their illegal business into the fancy lives of the Middle Eastern elite. People whisper in dark rooms that Hamas's leaders hide their huge wealth on luxury yachts. Hamas, a group that some countries call a terrorist organization, is in charge of governing the Gaza Strip. They control everything in the area, including the people who live there. The region is already unstable, with conflicts happening often. And Israel's blockade makes it even harder for things to move in and out of Gaza, including people who like yachting and those who work in the industry. Life in Gaza is tough. Many people there are poor and can't find jobs. So, the idea of yachting, which is all about luxury and wealth, seems very far away for them. While some see yachting as a symbol of success, for most people in Gaza, it's just a dream they can't reach. This makes the gap between rich and poor even bigger and shows how different life is for those in power compared to normal people. Hamas leaders in Qatar live in luxury while most people in Gaza suffer in poverty. They stay in hotels and villas way beyond what most can imagine. These places aren't just luxurious, they're super grand, with amazing views and super comfy beds. They hang out at clubs, drink expensive champagne, and go to extravagant parties all the time. And they don't just stay local, they travel the world in private jets, going to places like the Maldives and Paris. Photos show them living it up, which is a stark contrast to the struggles of their people. While they feast and relax, their people can barely afford food or healthcare. It's like two different worlds, one of extreme wealth and the other of extreme poverty. These yachts are registered in complicated ways offshore, hiding the fact that they're really carrying a lot of money for Hamas. The yachting industry secretly helps Hamas move and keep their stolen money safe. Even though there's no solid proof, stories spread about strange yachts sneaking around the world's waters and mysterious talks heard by accident. These stories make people think there's something going on, where innocent yachting fans get caught up in a shadowy game. People at these parties use a lot of drugs, which makes them act wild and forget their morals. They feel like they can do anything because they're rich, so they do risky things that can be really dangerous. These parties aren't just about having fun, they're also a front for illegal stuff like hiding dirty money, doing illegal gambling, and other sneaky activities. The rich people who go to these parties think they can get away with anything because they have power and influence. Elites of Hamas got to these parties not just to have a good time, but also to make connections or get ahead in life. It's like a game of power where people make and break alliances in secret. You can't trust anyone because betrayal is common in this world of lavish parties and rich people. To understand how Hamas might be linked to yachting, let's look at how Hamas has made friends in the Middle East. These friends have helped Hamas in its fight against Israel. Qatar openly supports Hamas, but they're not alone. Iran and other Middle Eastern countries also publicly back Hamas. Iran, especially, helps out with money and logistics through their Revolutionary Guards, showing strong support for the Palestinian cause. We don't have proof that Iran's support is connected to yachting, but it's possible that rich and powerful Iranians might be involved in the yachting world. Turkey has ties to both Hamas and the Palestinian Authority. Even though we don't have proof of Turkey being involved in yachting, some people wonder if important Turkish people might secretly support Hamas through their connections in yachting. Egypt has a history with Hamas, being connected through the Muslim Brotherhood. Egypt tries to help out in the conflict between Israel and Palestine by acting as a mediator. In a world filled with secrets and hidden agendas, there's talk about a surprising link between a group called Hamas and the fancy world of yachting. It's like a secret whispered among powerful people, especially as the sun sets over the Arabian Gulf, painting the sky with beautiful colors. Imagine a group of rich people gathering on a private island, where luxury yachts hide something darker. People say these wealthy people, influenced by Hamas, are up to no good behind the glamorous facade of yachting parties. They're supposedly involved in secret activities like smuggling weapons and laundering money, all organized by mysterious figures working for Hamas. Some think that yachting in the Middle East is the perfect cover for Hamas's sneaky plans. By using their connections with influential people and getting support from rich backers, they've made their illegal activities a part of high society. There are rumors that Hamas leaders stash their huge amounts of money on luxury yachts. These yachts aren't just for show, they're secretly carrying a lot of cash. The yachting industry has become a hidden route for Hamas to move their money around safely. But there's a lot of mystery surrounding all this. Nobody has solid proof. People talk about strange encounters with unmarked yachts sneaking around in the sea and hearing suspicious conversations. It's like something out of a spy movie. Despite all the talk, there's still so much we don't know. Who are these secret figures pulling the strings? How deep does their influence go in the yachting world and beyond? These questions hang in the air, making this whole thing feel like a real-life mystery. After Abdel Fattah al-Sisi came into power, the connections between different groups started to weaken. While there's no proof that Egypt's interest in yachting is related to its support for Hamas, it's interesting to look into whether Egyptian leaders have any ties to the yachting industry. Since Hezbollah is closely linked with Hamas and ready to fight Israel if needed, people wonder if Hezbollah is involved in yachting too. Could Hamas and Hezbollah secretly work together beyond their shared goals in the Israel-Palestine conflict? Even though Hamas and Hezbollah mostly help each other with money, weapons, and beliefs, we're not sure if they're involved in yachting. But when the media focused on yachting in 2013, especially during the Cannes Film Festival, it showed that models and actors were enjoying themselves on fancy yachts. They were drawn to the idea of hanging out with rich people on these luxurious boats. This blurred the line between being friendly for professional reasons and doing favors for money, which raised some ethical questions. In Hamas, yachting means something different. It's not just about grand boats anymore. Now, it's about how some people, especially women, get ahead in certain social circles and events. But there's a dark side to this world. Yachting is a secret practice in certain industries. People don't talk about it openly because they're scared of what might happen if they do. They're afraid of being judged, and they worry about the power imbalances involved. Yachting is complicated. It involves sexism, fear, manipulation, and feeling ashamed. Many victims, often young women, are tricked into doing things they don't want to do. They're put in situations where they can be taken advantage of. The people with money and influence use their power to control others. They promise these young women better jobs or more money if they do what they're told. It's not a fair situation. But not everyone in yachting is a victim. Some people choose to be in relationships with older, wealthy individuals because they think it will help them get ahead in their careers. They might see it as a way to make more money or climb the social ladder. But even if they think they're making a choice, the reality is that they're still affected by the unfairness of the situation. Yachting is a problem because it's kept secret. Victims are too scared to speak up because they worry about what might happen to them if they do. And the people who are doing the exploiting often get away with it because nobody talks about it. Emily Rowski, a famous model, has bravely spoken out about the not-so-nice parts of yachting. She shared her own experiences of being paid to hang out with rich guys on their mega yachts. They get treated like things that can be bought and sold, not like real people. Yachting might seem like a fun thing for rich people to do, but it's actually a place where bad things happen. Emily's story tells us that this isn't just a one-time thing, it's a big problem that needs attention. Many girls feel scared and ashamed, so they stay quiet about what's happening to them. Celebrities like Bella Hadid, Kendall Jenner, and the Kardashian sisters have been attracted to it because it seems cool and exclusive. But Emily's story reminds us that behind the glitz, there's a lot of exploitation and danger. Yacht girls, who are often asked by their friends or fellow celebrities, go to these parties hosted by rich and powerful people on yachts. In return, they get expensive gifts and lots of money. It's well known in showbiz that some famous people get paid huge amounts just for spending a night on a boat. But what exactly happens at these yacht parties? Well, there's a common thing that goes on. the expectation to do favors or even have sex with the wealthy and powerful people on the yacht, as well as their guests. For example, Kylie Jenner supposedly got paid a whopping $5 million for one night on a yacht when she turned 18. And Emily Rowski got $225,000 just to go with a rich person to the Super Bowl. And then there's Kim Kardashian, who's been connected to a guy named Joe Lowe, known for gambling a lot of money and having lots of cash. Kim's link to Joe Lowe gives us a peek into the world of yachting and the rich and famous. So, yacht parties aren't just about luxury and fun, they're also about rich and powerful people mixing with celebrities, sometimes in exchange for doing things they might not normally do. That's all for today. Do let us know in the comments section what do you think about this harsh reality of behind Hamas's yachting. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more updates.